Okay, so the FIFA World Cup is well underway. And the media both in Canada and the United States, it's like overnight they changed their tone. And I said it in my previous videos, like once the World Cup starts, it's only going to be reports on celebrations and happy fans. Now don't get me wrong here, I don't hate the sport of football. It's more FIFA themselves. Mainly because of this. And for those that are saying don't mix sports with politics, well, you can blame Infantino for that. But what also irks me are the people that are trying to cash in on the World Cup. Whether it's people selling tickets or hotels jacking up their price. But I have a report here that shows the ticket prices for the World Cup and compares it to other North American sports leagues. And what happens if you can't sell those tickets? Well, you donate them, which is what we're hearing quite often in the last few days. Not all restaurants and bars are able to cash in, because I have a report here out of Houston, and this bar owner, I guess he hired extra staff to be prepared for the World Cup. But as you can see from the photo, I don't think he really needs it. So we're going to talk about all of this in this video, and I am going to start with this report out of Houston first.
The restaurants got the message, but they haven't got the crowd.
Today, not too much people.
A big economic boost with the idea that every match would mean more money flowing through the city. So now that Houston has hosted its first game, how are things looking? KPRC2's Mario Diaz went downtown after Germany's lopsided win over Curacao to see what the service industry is saying.
Now, one thing I need to remind everybody is that it was advertised that the FIFA World Cup would generate revenue for all the host cities on every single day, even if they're not hosting a game on that specific day. I remember 3 or 4 months ago, there would be bar owners saying that every single day for the World Cup is going to be jam-packed in our restaurant or bar. For some cities, it might, but for Houston, it doesn't look like it.
Whether it's a big city or a small town, Main Street is traditionally the heart of the city. But on this evening, just hours after Houston's first of 7 World Cup games, one question stood out. Dare I ask, where is everybody?
That's a very good question.
Yeah, I'm also wondering that as well. I mean, a couple hours after you host a FIFA World Cup game, it looks like a ghost town. I mean, there's not even any cars there. And where's the German fans? Aren't they supposed to be celebrating? But a lot of these bars and restaurants, they prepared for the pre-game and during the game and post-game as well. And hiring additional staff to accommodate the extra people. Well, doesn't seem like Houston needs it.
I don't know.
The restaurants got the message, but they haven't got the crowd.
We invest money, we hire people, we change our menu, we have a new drink menu, we have a new food menu. But today, not too much people.
That's right, restaurants, bars, the tune is the same for many. This weekend has not lived up to the hype.
I mean, you would think as long as there's a game on TV, people would show up. But this, it kind of looks like a regular afternoon.
Here at the Little Dipper, Billy, the bartender, tells me that this has been one of the slowest weekends that they have seen this entire year. Remember, each game, and we have 7 of them, were billed as the equivalent of a Super Bowl in terms of economic impact.
That's correct. Not just on the days that they're hosting games, but every game and every day. That's what was advertised. Now, some cities might do better than others, but it's clear that the impact isn't what we were told.
I've been here through Super Bowls, I've been here through Astros World Series games, and this is like a regular day. Like there's been nothing special about today.
This was not what many expected here in downtown. Fernando Villegas, the restaurant owner that you saw in the report, tells me that he plans on holding off with regards to any potential staff reductions. He's holding out hope that the remaining games will be much more beneficial. In downtown Houston, Mario Diaz, KPRC2 News.
Now, I don't doubt when it gets to the final rounds and things like that, it is going to get busier. Restaurants and bars, they'll be busy. But in the group stage, I think a lot of bars and restaurants are going to be severely disappointed. Now, I don't have anything against bars and restaurants. I mean, they're not tied to FIFA, unless they're like, jacking up their beer prices to like $30. But I think a lot of bars and restaurants are going to have to adjust until we get into the later rounds. Now, when it comes to tickets, we saw in that first game in Mexico, there were plenty of empty seats. And FIFA tried to blame it on people being in the concourse. I mean, yeah, come on, seriously. But there are still plenty of unsold tickets, and when they can't sell the tickets, they give it away, which I'm going to talk about later. But this report here talks about how expensive it is compared to other sporting events. So let's get started.
This was the biggest talking point after South Korea beat the Czech Republic 2-1 in Mexico's Guadalajara. Around 200,000 tickets are reported to remain unsold, even though the tournament has kicked off. 170,000 of them were available on the FIFA resale platform and 30,000 on the original ticket sales platform.
Now, the tickets that are on the resale platform, I'm going to guess that FIFA considers them sold, because these are people trying to resell them, which in FIFA's mind probably doesn't matter to them, and which is also why they're probably reporting that every game is almost sold out.
Analysts say that's a very high number when it comes to a tournament like the World Cup. Now, FIFA claimed there was a record-breaking 500 million ticket requests for the 6 million available. So what happened? Well, many people say the tickets are just too expensive. A top category ticket for a group stage game can cost up to $620. For the final, it's at least 10 times more. And dynamic pricing had that feature reach more than $10,000.
I think that group stage range is actually higher than that. Because in my last video, we showed that father and son that wanted to buy tickets, but it was a minimum $1,000 a game. And this was like not too long ago, like a few days ago. And I just spot checked for the Belgium and Egypt game on StubHub, and you're looking at a minimum 4 digits for a ticket still. And this is just StubHub, not even the FIFA resale. Same with the Saudi Arabia Uruguay game. Minimum 4 digits, even for the nosebleeds. So yeah, I wonder how many of these tickets will go unsold and be left with the scalpers.
So let's compare that with Qatar in 2022. The top ticket in the group stage was $220, and for the final, it was $1,600. The main European fan group has criticised the 2026 prices, calling them a monumental betrayal of supporters and the tradition of the World Cup. But FIFA President Gianni Infantino defended the prices earlier this week, saying it's an in-demand tournament and that the prices are no different to any other major sporting event in North America. So is that true? Well, partially. The NFL is similarly priced, but for a regular season in the rest of North America's top sports competition, like basketball, ice hockey and baseball, well, they are all significantly cheaper.
You know, if you ask me, the group stage tickets should have been cheaper than what they are right now. But the biggest problem is that FIFA themselves jacked up the prices. And what happened was all the scalpers and secondary sellers, they followed as well. I mean, if a seat is worth, say, legitly $100, but FIFA decides to jack it up to $400, then anyone who's going to buy for $400 is going to list it for $600, $700, $1,000. So, ticket prices were doomed from the beginning. Now, what happens when you can't sell them? Well, you got to give them away or donate them. And FIFA had to give out 500 free tickets because they probably couldn't sell them. I have no problems with this because FIFA's not making money on them. Let's take a look.
Well, we all know about the high cost of getting a seat at tonight's game in Foxborough or any other World Cup game for that matter. It's pretty pricey. And with that in mind, Mayor Wu announced yesterday that the city had partnered with FIFA and the Boston Host Committee to get 500 free tickets for the upcoming games at Gillette, renamed Boston Stadium for these games, of course. And this afternoon, the first of those freebies were handed out to some very excited youngsters. The tickets came with free round-trip transportation to the game. To help distribute the tickets, the city worked with several youth soccer programs and community groups across the city. The mayor is hoping the youngsters who get these tickets will be inspired by their World Cup experience.
Now, like I said, I have no problems with this because it gives people the opportunity to go who may not be able to afford it. But when it comes to this tournament, I think it's a lot of people. So we're only 3 days into this tournament at the time I'm recording this video. And there is that initial excitement, which is drowning out the negativity when it comes to FIFA. For me, it almost feels like they're trying to drown it out and make everybody forget about it. But we'll have to see how this unfolds. And I'm really looking forward to the hotel reports coming out again, and really seeing how bad their occupancy rates are. To close off this video, I would like to thank Steph from our Discord server, who is also one of my moderators, for taking this photo from Nihon, Copenhagen in Denmark. God, I hope I pronounced that right. I even looked it up on YouTube, so to all my Denmark viewers, I apologize if I butchered it. But Steph is currently on vacation right now and sending us photos, so I really appreciate you sharing your vacation with us. Alright everyone, that's all I got for this video. If you found any value in anything I said today, or you want to hear more from a Canadian and international point of view, without the US media bias, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button below. That way you'll be notified of my future videos. And don't forget to hit the bell icon and select all as well. Now if you want to see more of my videos on the FIFA World Cup, check out the ones that are going to show up on your screen shortly. Thanks everyone, I'll catch you in the next one.